Yeah, your child has a disability, but you've got to figure out how to make it an ability. He is able, and he will thrive.
If you've ever thought that having a physical disability equates to being limited or held back in life, there's one young man from Franklin, Tennessee, who will change your mind.
My diagnosis, some people say, well, most people say, it's just me being abnormally handsome. So you could say that.
13-year-old Zion Reddington came into the world with a condition that affects around 1 in 90,000 individuals.
Zion's diagnosis, besides being handsome, he has ectrodactyly.
My real diagnosis is called ectrodactyly, and it's basically a clefting of the hand. So I was born with one toe on each foot and one finger on each hand.
Having such a condition is but one of many twists and turns in his incredible story.
I was adopted when I was 2 years old from China.
Zion was on a waiting child list, and I saw this precious little guy with one finger, just this little tiny 2-month-old. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's mine. And so basically he was in my arms 6 months later. As he entered kindergarten and pre-K, he just kept on breaking one foot after the other. And it was just like, how is this kid gonna hold, keep his, stand after he's like 80 pounds? So basically I did a lot of research and decided the best option for Zion would be to have prosthetic legs, prosthetic feet. So he had both feet amputated at Shriners Hospital when he was 6 years old over Christmas break. Basically, I tried to create ways that Zion connected with that loss and tried to make it positive. So I would have an ampiversary party for him every year. And every year I make him a foot cake. Every cake has RIP, rest in peace, 12/21/12. It's loss. We all experience loss in life.
Mom Heather's positive attitude was cultivated through lots of experience.
I have had 58 foster kids, and I have 2 biological children, and I have adopted 4 children as well. When it comes to dealing with kids with, disabilities and stuff like that, I was able to grow through all the foster kids that I had. And by the time Zion came into our life, it was just like, you let them do it. You don't intervene, you don't step in. If they need help, they'll ask.
Zion and Heather have an incredibly close relationship.
She likes to hide my legs.
I do. We used to play hide the leg. So.
In the doctor's office.
Yes. Come on, Z.
They finish each other's sentences, they goof around, they laugh. They get into it, they rub each other the wrong way. It is a really, really cool relationship.
There we go. It came up now. Finally came up.
Heather has pointed Zion toward a North Star of a lot of these things, of how to build relationships, of how to be involved, how to try new things, how to not quit. And now that's become a part of his character.
I luckily got her, and luckily she got me, so it was really nice.
Nowadays, the household is an eclectic one.
Bye, guys.
It includes Zion's sister Zoe, who also has special needs, and Heather's husband Mark.
My family right now is a blended family. I married my husband Mark over 3 years ago, and my precious Zoe introduced us at church.
Super Bowl Sunday 2016 was kind of the day that I entered the world of Zion and Zoe and the rest of the gang. I dive into whatever I do. That's part of who I am. I love to get deeply involved.
Well, I know Willie's your dog, but they can share today, okay? Come here,
Willie,
guys.
you get it first.
Here. Get it, Willie. We've got two amazing pets. We have Willie and Maddie, and Willie is Zion's dog. Willie is adopted from the shelter, and basically 2 weeks later at home, we're like, why does he never hear us? You know, where is the dog? And he's like literally hiding on our bed, but couldn't hear. So Willie is deaf, and he only has one eye.
With this incredible support network, the only thing Zion hasn't seemed to accept or master is the meaning of the word no. Public speaker and budding children's book author, he works tirelessly to celebrate and educate about difference. What's more, he is heavily involved in a range of adaptive sports.
The way I get involved with sports is mainly my mom.
Front. Make that noise.
She basically pushed me there to do it, see if I liked it. For me, I had to really adapt to things because it was really new, so I had to adapt, figure things out, kind of by myself.
From that early nudge, Zion really has taken the idea of involvement to the extreme.
So his first sport was soccer at the age of 3, t-ball, sled hockey, wheelchair basketball.
I definitely do wheelchair basketball and wheelchair rugby and track, like the 100-meter.
Track, field events including shot, discus, javelin. He's done the long jump.
50 freestyle, 50 breaststroke, he surfs.
There's so many. I do cycling. I did a little bit of archery just to like try it out a little.
Football, rock climbing, soapbox derby racing, wheelchair tennis, wrestling, high ropes courses.
He loves to fish. ...
While Zion is spreading his energy across a range of disciplines, he has a very clear vision for his future.
My ultimate goal is definitely getting to the Paralympics.
Pursuing such a full lifestyle and a Paralympic dream requires equipment on the cutting edge, and therein lies an issue. At 13, Zion is growing at a rate of knots, and unfortunately, his feet don't grow with him.
How you doing?
Coming up, the need for an upgrade in prosthesis calls for a trip to see one of the best in the business.
I was adopted when I was 2 years old from China.
You let him do it. You don't intervene, you don't step in. If they need help, they'll ask.
Heather, with a word or two, can prompt Zion and get more out of him. He can find another gear.
My ultimate goal is definitely getting to the Paralympics.
Z, wake up, bud, we gotta go. Z, come on, bud. Come on.
In many ways, mornings in the Reddington household will look familiar to anyone raising teenagers.
Z, come on, we gotta make breakfast, and we have an appointment with Matt today. Let's go, bud. Zion is not a morning person. That kid, sometimes I have to pull on his nubs and get him out of bed. It's like, Z, let's go. Z, what do you want to make for breakfast?
Can I have eggs?
Sure, you can make them.
Can I have sausage too?
You can make them. Come on, Z.
Although there are some differences.
Zion is extremely independent. He doesn't need help with anything. But, you know, kids get dressed in the morning, and instead of Zion putting on his shoes, he puts on his legs. Hey, Z, ready for breakfast?
I guess.
You make the eggs?
I'll make the coffee first.
I think the most important thing before we go anywhere further would be Zion can make me a French roast coffee.
Okay, let's see. Learning how to deal with things with my ectrodactyly, that basically just took a lot of practice, a lot of focus, a lot of adapting to figure out what's best for me. And, well, with cooking, my mom likes to cook, so whenever she cooked eggs, I literally would watch her. So I was kind of self-taught, but also showed how to do it.
It's broken.
Let me see. You did a good job, Zoe.
You think it's warm? You think it's cool enough to be on the table?
Yeah.
Okay.
The table's been used so much, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Nothing like coffee, Z.
You're welcome.
How's your morning going?
It's been okay.
Yeah, I had to
Sleep okay?
No.
No. Oh, who had to wake you up this morning? Typical teenager. Now I can say that for sure since you just turned 13. Teenager. Crazy. I'm excited to have Zion try on his different feet and stuff like that to see if his posture is better.
As capable as Zion is, there are some things he can't control. A recent growth spurt calls for a new set of feet. And that means a trip to see a specialist who has a long history with the young, aspiring athlete.
My name is Matt Barlow, and I'm a prosthetist at Barlow Orthotics and Prosthetics.
How you doing?
Boy, how are you?
I'm good.
Ow.
Sorry. Can't tell which one's your prosthetic one and which
No,
one's
you
your real
didn't step on it.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
You ready to work on your legs?
Definitely.
Let's go.
All right.
All right. The challenge with prosthetics, which is particularly true for a younger person like Zion, is it's ever changing. You know, he's growing, he's getting taller, he's putting on weight, his needs are changing. So something that has to be as customized as a prosthesis, it's a moving target.
Yeah.
Do you want us to, if we've got some, you want us to crank on that a little bit?
Sure. That'd be awesome.
Okay. And
So
then I do,
Yeah.
let's try these other feet, and it was the right one I saw. You're still just getting a little of that knee moving in.
He's looking old. Matt's been amazing. It's really important to have that trusting relationship that Zion can continue to, build with a prosthetist.
He always really liked me. So I mean, like, his office is like where like it's employees only, and I'm always allowed to go back there and see him.
Matt has a very real understanding of the challenges Zion faces. Like his client, it was going to take more than the loss of a limb to slow him down.
When I was 14, I lost my leg to cancer below the knee. I sort of approached my amputation as almost a sports injury that I just had to take a season off and rehabilitate. My run in the Paralympic Games lasted between 1988 in Seoul through 1996 in Atlanta.
Because I tried seated events,
Yeah.
and most of the time...
One thing that's been fun for me in getting the opportunity to work with Zion is he has a spirit that I'd like to think I had as well, which was, you're not going to tell me no. I'd like to think I had that as well, and it goes back to my start with sports with prostheses is, for me, I was going to adapt to whatever I had to adapt.
Because I was amputated, or was it just born like that?
Working with Matt also offers Zion the opportunity to fulfill a central goal, paying forward the goodwill he's been offered along his journey.
All right.
Nothing to worry about.
You got the feet, right?
I'll get them.
Hey, and he wants to donate these 2 feet
Okay.
so you guys can...
Oh, great.
Take those.
That's super.
I just saw that Scott went to Guatemala to make legs.
And a lot of kids, a lot of young, so smaller sizes is great.
Yeah. Just
you
think,
got
this
these
could help 2 people.
Shriners, didn't you?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Very
That's
good.
a Beulah.
Yeah, this one is.
Keen to stretch his new legs, the very next day, Zion takes part in a mobility clinic that's being put on in Nashville by the world-renowned Challenged Athletes Foundation. It's a chance to dive into some cross-training and competition with other talented ambulatory athletes, all invaluable to Zion's Paralympic campaign.
If you guys partner up, it makes a lot of difference.
Zion is extremely competitive. He has this little drive in him that just always wants to be the best.
It was fun. It was really good. I felt really good also about winning.
Of course, these kinds of events help with more than just athletic performance.
You're giving them an opportunity that every kid should have, and then you get to watch them grow and get out of their shell and just be like a butterfly, and they really come out of the cocoon and grow, and they get to share that with others. It really changes their personality, and you can see that in a guy like Zion. He was really quiet when we first met him, and now he's out there being active, and he's sharing everything that he's doing with the rest of the world and his community.
It's just this connection. It's like everywhere we go, we've got a Challenge Athletes Foundation connection or family.
I've been fortunate enough to mentor Zion over the last several years as an amputee. You know, he would call me in the middle of the night a few times crying. His mom was, hey, can you talk to Zion? He wants to talk to you. And he was just in a lot of pain. He was having, some nerve pain going on. And just, again, to feel like he wasn't alone. And I said, hey, man, I've been through something similar to that. You know, let's get through it. It'll pass.
So much is gained through this network of support. And the best way to show gratitude is to pay it forward. Up next, Zion spreads the word on how to lift others the way he's been lifted.
The first time I ever started doing my public speaking was when I was in first grade. Just never put a limit on a kid. They'll always find a way to get around it.
What I hope for Zion goes far beyond running and the athletics. You know, what I want for him is to be able to be a good person and to be able to give back.
The message of giving back has been heard loud and clear by Zion Reddington, and that's because he's aware of how much he's received. A beacon of support is the fundraising body, Athletes Helping Athletes. The organization lent a hand in acquiring his first road cycle. Thanks again to his growing frame, it was called upon to help with an upgrade. Zion and Heather felt compelled to reach out and extend their thanks.
Hi! We finally get to see you and meet you.
Yeah! I just finished a 5K.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh my gosh, I'm tearing up. And you like your new bike?
Yes, I love it. The last race I did was actually in Oklahoma just a few weeks ago.
Just last week.
Yeah, like just last week, and I actually shaved like a minute off each mile. So yeah.
Each mile?
Yeah.
Wow.
That bike is so fast. I mean, it's just like crazy.
It is.
I get a little more teary-eyed looking back and going, yeah, this was absolutely the right choice, was to amputate both of Zion's feet. It's humbling because so many doors are opened up to Zion, and, you know, through Athletes Helping Athletes, boom, a bike is provided for our family.
So Zion, tell me what you've been doing these days to give back.
So actually, we are going to go to my school and teach about disabilities, talk about Athletes Helping Athletes,
Thank you.
about my bike. So yeah.
Well, you know what? You spreading the word like that is exactly how Athletes Helping Athletes grows. So you tell the people you run into about Athletes Helping Athletes and how easy the grant process is, and that we'll help them get a bike, and then you'll have a lot more people to ride with.
All right.
Awesome, Miss Erin.
All right.
Thank you again, Erin.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
You're so welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye. The public speaking events that I do is basically talking about disabilities, adaptive sports, and how we're all just all different. The first time I ever did it was when I was in first grade. After, actually in kindergarten, I got bullied, and ever since I always thought I should, I started speaking.
Today we are headed to New Hope Academy in Franklin, Tennessee. This is a school that Zion has gone to since pre-K to 6th grade and just graduated, and I'm just going to share part of Zion's story.
Good morning, guys. I am Zion Reddington. I was actually a 6th grader here.
The approach to these talks is raw and real.
Hold your hands up, Z. Can you guys see anything that might be a little bit different than you?
He has less fingers than we do.
Can you play sports? Can you you can't throw a ball, right, Zion?
Actually, I can throw a ball. I play wheelchair basketball. That's my favorite sport.
I saw all these really cool contraptions that allow him to do sports. I love contraptions because I want to be an inventor when I grow up.
Could I get one volunteer to come up? These ones have a little slant to the wheels. That is called the camber. It's just there for stability. We have a few straps. I have these here.
Zoe is Zion's sister. She has had 5 open heart surgeries. Zoe cannot exercise or exert herself really fast. So when we do races, Zoe couldn't run with us, or Zoe couldn't ride a bike. So we were able to get a stroller for her that allows her to go and do races.
Have you ever been stared at, or have people ever talked about you?
Yes, I've been stared at many times, actually. People have talked about me behind my back.
The ease with which Zion holds a crowd is a tribute to his personal growth.
Feelings a little bit and...
Unexpectedly, though, a figure from the past shows up at New Hope Academy to test him at a deeper level.
The kid who bullied me actually came to camp this year. I didn't know when I first saw him until my friends told me that it was him. So at first, I guess I was a little angry, but then eventually I kind of got over it and kind of forgave him.
The biggest sport that I get...
Conversely, a far more auspicious meeting presents itself.
Because he plays with all men.
I've got a question. All right. Question for you. When did you get your awesome... Thanks. When did you get your awesome Batman legs?
Oh.
My name's Sean Covell. I am a film producer and a children's book author.
Sean was invited to New Hope by a mutual friend to give Zion some pointers on writing his children's novel, and is impressed by what he finds.
Great. Do you do a lot of talks at schools and stuff?
I get nervous when I have to talk to myself in the mirror in the bathroom. So that kid's up in front of, 30 people, and he's just sharing so much. And I think when you meet someone who is otherly abled, you wonder if you should even talk about it, And it's so cool that he can get up and not only talk about what has gone on in the past, but he's so excited about all the amazing things he's doing. And you see kids just have light bulbs. That's pretty cool.
This one was the Gateway Games. This was the 100-meter dash. Wow. I mean, I don't do track that often, so I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, no, you only have 17 medals for track. That's fine. Can I wear your gold medal?
Sure.
Would you put it on me like I won something? And now a medal.
There you go.
Man, this thing's heavy. So you're even tough when you win stuff. You gotta wear heavy stuff. That's cool.
Before imparting knowledge on how to become a best-selling author, it's Sean who's getting a lesson.
If you want, I can take you outside and you can try out the chair.
Heck yeah, I want to go outside and try out the chair. Can I continue to wear your medal?
Sure, why not?
Thanks. It's gotta be the Incredible Hulk. Doing it. Didn't do it. And out. You have led the way, my good man.
No. I actually am going to teach him something new, wheelchair basketball. I'm going to teach him how to do that. Try to go that way.
I would do it like this.
And so I can just move forward.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then try to go back.
Trying to go back. Both hands. I'm gonna shoot.
You want to hit the corner?
I'm gonna try.
You want to shoot the ball?
That was not successful. Also,
Okay.
there's a pole.
Okay, so, yeah, that's
Show
one
me.
thing.
Show me the way.
For a layup, you want to go in with a good amount of speed and hit the corner. Let's go to the bleachers.
So the bleachers?
Yeah, a little water break.
I like it. So, word on the street is that you're thinking about writing a book.
Children books.
Yep.
And then, like, children's or teen, preteens book kind of books.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool. What are you thinking about for a story?
First, for like the children's kind of book, we'd want to do like a little picture book that's like, hi, I'm Zion, and this is my friend. Talk about them, talk about like what they do, like, or like if they have a disability, what that is, and like how they motivated me or how they helped me in life.
That's cool. When you make something artistic, it feels like you're waiting for someone to give you permission to do it. You know, like, oh, you're good enough to write a book, or oh, you know, we'll pick your book up and publish it. Fact is, man, you haven't waited for permission for anything. So you're already set to go writing books because you built your own permission. So you got the hard part done. When you're an author, waiting for permission to do things. That kid ain't waited for permission any time in his life. So he's got it figured out before he starts. All right, well, thank you for the lesson. I'm glad
Thank you for the lesson.
I have been embarrassed in basketball by the best. Thank you for it.
You're welcome.
Keep it up, man.
All right, thank you.
See ya.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. I'm keeping your medal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't trust it.
Up next, laughter is the best kind of medicine, and Zion has a reliable source.
We got little legs here. Little legs. Woo! So these are my very first legs. At the end of my speech, it was really cool that Sean Koval came and met me.
While he takes his many pursuits seriously, Zion Reddington is still young, and having fun is also a priority. Someone who's happy to play partner in crime is 15-year-old Jay Denning. That's a name he was born with anyway. To those who know him best,
everyone calls me J-Rod. I was born with spina bifida, scoliosis, and lumbar sacroiligenesis. Scoliosis is the curvature in my spine. The spina bifida part is a little bit of a mix with that and the lumbar sacroiligenesis, where I have a small indentation, but also 3 bones are missing from my spinal area on the lumbar part, which is your lower back.
these two troublemakers meet on common ground in several ways, one being their love of storytelling. They're currently working on an idea for a TV series together.
I'm heavily inspired by Japanese anime. I'm terrible with coming up with storylines, but I can come up with names and creatures and weapons and everything. So right now, so we have the basic overview of it. It's complex already and very complicated. We could spend just 2 hours talking about it.
They also have a shared goal of reaching the Paralympics in wheelchair basketball. Z and J-Rod are teammates and play for the mighty Music City Thunder.
He's the better basketball player.
Well, I was about to say, I really can't say because we both have our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, but...
I do have more experience, though.
Yeah. And he's faster. He's the fastest kid on our team.
But he's one of our best defenders, so you know.
Thanks.
Today, the boys have a training session in Antioch, southeast of Nashville. To get there, it's all aboard a beloved set of wheels.
Well, I kind of offered my service to able youth to drive the bus. I used to go down to Mexico with Mexico mission trips with our church, and I was used to driving 15 passengers. So I'm like, hey, I'll drive kids to basketball tournaments, and basically it was the first year that Zion, started competing in basketball, wheelchair basketball.
Your little legs. That's what we're gonna call you. Not little hot wheels, little legs.
No, I'm serious.
We definitely give each other a hard time a few times. Like to tease each other, make a few jokes, laugh a lot.
While they joke around in their spare time, when it comes to Paralympic preparation, Zion and Jay take things very seriously. And helping them fulfill their dreams is one of the best coaches in the game.
Emily Hoskins is my wheelchair basketball coach. She's actually a 2-time gold medalist Paralympian. She was in Beijing and Athens.
You saw me coming in hot. This one is from Athens in 2004. One of the really cool things about Paralympic gold medals is on them they have Braille, because there's a lot of Paralympians that are athletes who are visually impaired or blind, and so they have the same, what it says on it, it has it in Braille too on all the medals, so that's pretty cool. Today, we're here to work during the off season. Our basketball season ended at the beginning of April, but you know what? We're coming back. Our team is coming back next fall, and we want to be even better. And so from time to time over the course of the summer, I'll get together with some of the kids, and we'll just work on things, work on chair skills, drills, shooting. We're gonna do kind of a fun drill. We do this at practice with the whole team. It's called dribbling knockout. So here we go.
I got one, up.
I don't think so, Zion.
Yeah, Jay.
Ooh.
Oh, get him.
Oh, he has it.
Get him.
First time in dribbling knockout, I've never flipped.
Yeah, this drill's usually good for at least one flip.
Out.
Oh, get him!
Yeah.
That's Jay's first one, isn't it?
Finally, yeah.
Bye, guys. Good work tonight.
With practice over, Mark lends a helping hand. That's something that would only happen with permission.
I didn't realize that touching a wheelchair was like invading someone's personal space, or that if someone struggling on prosthetic legs or in a chair had trouble, that it was far more valuable to them to overcome the experience than to have any assistance. If your eyes stumbled, you'd probably want help to be lifted back up on your feet. And that's okay, but it's a whole different experience for those wrestling with chairs or prosthetic legs. And I had to learn that.
The fact Mark has earned this privilege gives us some insight into the foundations he's built with his stepson.
I used to get leg cramps as a kid, and Zion went through a growth spurt where he was having a lot of cramps in his calves. And probably more than any other occasion with Zion, this gave me insight to the different journey that Zion's on than me. Because for me, if I had a leg cramp, I would flex my foot back and forth and alleviate the cramp. Zion doesn't have a foot to flex. And so I found myself in there that night massaging his calves, understanding more than I ever had before that he's going to have a different journey than I am. And the more I can be a student of him, the more I can learn from him, the more I can love on him, the better off things are going to go. And I'll never forget that night.
As it's his favorite sport, it's likely Zion will choose to focus on wheelchair basketball in order to reach the Paralympics. There's another discipline, however, that might also get him there, and it's a very different kind of animal. Coming up, it's a trip to a very special venue and a game that will test how much Zion is willing to put on the line.
The Lakeshore Foundation in Birmingham, I have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours in that gym when I was a member of Team USA training, prepping for various competitions, including 2 different Paralympics.
In Birmingham, Alabama, lies an institute with which Zion Reddington and his mom have a very special relationship.
The first big tournament that we went to was at Lakeshore for wheelchair basketball. And I literally drove in there, like drove up and I saw this, Lakeshore Paralympic Olympic Training Center. And I was just like, I literally cried. There's this uniqueness between Zion and us with Lakeshore. Lakeshore has all the flags of the world. It is a Paralympic and Olympic training program. So it's just like these kids walk in and parents walk in and going, wow, one day this could be an option for my child.
It's a 2.5-hour drive from Franklin to Lakeshore, but it's worth every mile.
I would argue that there's nowhere else in the world that you can train right alongside your mentor, your amazing person you want to be just like that Paralympian. And Zion has that opportunity on a regular basis. 2 hours away, he comes to Lakeshore. We practice weekly.
Today's trip is for Zion to hone his craft in his least forgiving sport.
The toughest sport for me to dive into, I think, is rugby.
Wheelchair rugby is not for the faint-hearted. And yet Zion threw himself in at a younger age than most, when both his potential and eligibility were spotted by Lakeshore's head coach, Lauren Perry.
Hey, man, I hadn't seen you in a minute.
You too.
Hey, everything been going well this summer?
Yeah.
Cool. You ready
How
for
about
some
you?
Pretty good. When I saw him, I noticed that he had an amputation on all 4 limbs. And wheelchair rugby, you have to have a disability within 3 of your limbs. And said, hey, this kid, seeing him on the basketball court, he needs to be playing wheelchair rugby. No problem.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, no problem.
Lauren came up to me just saying, hey, Heather, Z's a quad. He's a quad amp. He could totally play, wheelchair rugby. And I was like, sweet, let's get out there.
Considering the intense nature of the sport, it's no wonder it earned a pretty harsh nickname.
Murder ball is what it sounds like. It was first called murder ball because it is an aggressive, in-your-face sport, and athletes who are drawn to that play wheelchair rugby.
The equipment has to be just as durable as the players.
My chair is a rugby chair. Some people like to say it looks like a Mad Max tank. Still haven't watched that movie. Probably shouldn't right now.
The so-called tank is kitted out with features Zion needs to fulfill his role on the court.
Basically, there is a little slant on the wheels compared to day chairs. That slant is called camber. It's just there for some stability. This right here is just like to keep my legs in so that they're not just flopping all around, getting hurt.
As an offensive player, he has some heavy-duty features to contend with.
The defensive players have a large pick on the front of the chair. It's almost like a grill on a car, and it's several inches long and wide, and they use that to hook the offensive players, and then the offensive players hate them. They absolutely hate the defensive players with these hooks because they can stop them dead on the court.
More broadly, there's a point system based on a player's level of mobility.
In wheelchair rugby, you have classification that goes from 3-5. 3.5 is your highest classification of most function on the court. It goes down to 3, 2-5, 2, 1-5, 1, and 0.5. And if you're over 45, you get a half-point deduction, so we do have a 0 that's going to be playing today. You can only put 8 points on the court.
Zion has an unusual goal of reaching the Paralympics in wheelchair rugby as well as in wheelchair basketball. The attitude needed to achieve such a feat can't be underestimated.
Do you want to be the best? And if you want to be the best, you may earn the right to try out for a team, much like you would in the Olympics. You gotta do everything you can and breathe it and live it every minute.
You do have kids like Zion who do want to take it to that next level and have that drive.
What it takes to become a Paralympian athlete is a lot of hard work, a lot of training.
On this particular trip to Lakeshore, Zion will be clocking up some valuable match time by taking part in a pickup game. But unlike many able-bodied athletes his age, Zion will be going head-to-head with fully grown men who have no intention of giving him special treatment. Stay tuned. Zion has some big dreams, but does he have what it takes to play with the big boys?
Let's go, Z!
There's this uniqueness between Zion and us with Lakeshore. Lakeshore has all the flags of the world. It is a Paralympic and Olympic training program. So it's just like these kids walk in and parents walk in and going, wow, one day this could be an option for my child.
Of all the adaptive sports Zion Reddington participates in, none have as fearsome a reputation as wheelchair rugby, AKA murder ball. At the famed Lakeshore Foundation in Birmingham, Alabama, he'll be put to the test and gain invaluable experience in a pickup game.
Before a game, I always feel a little nervous.
It's no wonder he feels the tension. He's about to roll out into a hostile environment with fully grown athletes who give him no quarter. And yet, that's something he's learned to overcome.
Zion's been smashed a lot, and smashed with power and with energy and speed, and he takes it.
A lot of people, they see kids already having a disability or using a wheelchair, and they think, oh, they're so fragile, they're afraid of them getting hurt, when in all actuality, these kids are just as strong as anyone else.
Did I know how violent it was? Did I know, that my kid would flip in a chair and, be playing with all adult men? No, not really. But now it's like, hit him harder, get him.
All right, bring it in, guys. So we ready to divide up and do some rugby?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Zion is a little guy out there, so, especially that Zion started at 9, and here he is now just 13. The rest of the people have to be at least all over 30. And on his team, I think the youngest is 33, and it goes all the way up to 65. So get it, Z!
It's just amazing seeing Zion being the youngest kid here and out there banging around in his chairs against those older adults and just talking smack to them on the court.
Good pass, Z.
Come on, Q!
Oh!
No, when someone goes down, it's awesome. It's just like, this is such a man sport.
Good job, Q.
You gotta stay in timeout for like a minute or until the other team scores. Yeah, so like I'm in now because they just scored.
Not only does Zion hold his own out there, he steps up as one of the key scorers for his team.
Nice! Good job, Z.
With less than a minute to go, Zion's team is up by a point. But in the dying seconds, 2 quick goals turn the tables.
Nice bump, Ben, nice bump.
From every loss, there are lessons to be learned, and in truth, Zion's age is actually a blessing. He's already clearly a contender, and he has time on his side to improve even further.
In 3 years, I'm going to be amazing.
As is the case with all his sporting endeavors, Zion's growing frame is an issue.
My chair I got when I first started playing, which was about 4 years ago. So I've pretty much outgrown this chair.
Chairs are expensive. I mean, they start at $6,000, but they go up to $12,000 at least. And with him growing right now, it's kind of like, what do we do?
Having clearly gained the respect of his peers, there's a surprise in store after the game to help him on his way.
Zion, you don't know it, but the Lakeshore Demolition in Delvin has a gift for you.
Thanks!
You,
chair.
Hope you get around and be able to knock a lot of people around in that chair, buddy.
Yeah. Especially knock some people. That's nice.
I'm donating the chair because younger players tend to grow out of the chair. So hopefully by donating this chair, it'll be something that he'll be able to use and use comfortably and is able to grow with and grow into.
While his repertoire is impressive, Zion won't be able to keep this pace up forever.
I know eventually that there is going to be a time where I want to do one sport over the other. So yeah, there will be a time for that.
Judging by the tenacity with which he approaches life, when he makes that decision, there's no doubt success will follow.
To see him then and to watch him now and to see the potential that he has, Zion can do anything Zion wants to do. Just a matter of his own drive and his own desire to do it.
He's only 13. What's it gonna be like as he goes through adolescence? What's it gonna be like as he becomes a young adult? I wanna be there to kick his butt and encourage him and do whatever I can to help him excel to become the best he can be.
You know, there's this light. There's this joy, there's this redemption in his life and his story. And I encourage Zion to share that with others. The differences are awesome.